afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be talking about low salt and low sugar, and I'm the dietitian. My name is Michael. So let's get started. So we have three main points today we want you to know. The first one is we will talk about the facts and myths of sodium and sugar. The second one, we will tell you about some practical cooking tips on how to reduce the dietary sodium and sugar in your cooking. Third one, we will be going through the nutrition values of today's recipe. First of all, we want you to know that sodium intake is closely related to health, especially when we are talking about excessive sodium intake in a day. It can increase our risk of getting hypertension, stroke, and heart disease. So we don't want too much sodium in our eating. Otherwise, these are the adverse health effects. But sodium itself is actually helpful in our health. It's not useless, but we just don't want them to be like too much in our eating. So basically, sodium is essential for our body function. It helps us to maintain we call that fluid balance. So in our body, we got the fluid circulating, and also we got the internal organ stuff. So they need to keep the balance to have our proper body functioning. Okay, so too low and too high, they're not good. We want them to have a balance. So take home message one, what I need you to remember is that the 1 level teaspoon of salt per person. That's the WHO suggestion, okay? And 2 grams of sodium means 5 grams of salt. That's a little bit too complicated. I'm not going to teach you about how to calculate sodium and salt because it's chemistry. Okay, so just remember, 1 level teaspoon, that's about 5 grams of salt, and that's the maximum intake per day. What are our practical cooking tips to reduce the sodium? First one, easy. When we have some, let's say, canned vegetables, canned meat, they are usually high in salt. Reason? Preservative. Okay, preservative in the can. So what we can do is we soak them into water. We rinse them into water to reduce the sodium, like attaching to the surface. Because some of the time they are soaking in some kind of liquid, and all those liquids are high in sodium. So when we rinse them, when we like wash them, we can reduce the sodium inside the food. Okay, here comes an infographics. So we got English on that, and of those, we got chicken powder, we got the fish sauce, the shrimp sauce, everything of them, they are high in sodium. So let's say which one is the best? Chicken powder. Chicken powder. So that about each tablespoon of chicken powder is 2100 milligram of sodium. So let's say for one person, we cook for one person, you add a tablespoon of chicken powder. That's already exceeding the daily limit. Okay? Next, we will move to sugar. So 4 main points of sugar about the health effect. So point number 1, if we consume too much free sugar, it increases the chance of our tooth decay. Okay, so that's for kids. When they're having a lot of like candies, chocolate, they will develop tooth decay. Second one, excessive calorie intake. Okay, so that's basically my job. When they're having too much sugar, it contributes a lot more calories to them, and that turn out leads to overweight, obesity. Next, what's the usage of sugar? First one is the first line energy source for our body because we need blood sugar, and that's come from the sugar, obviously. Carbohydrates is a kind of sugar, we can tell that because it breaks down to sugar for our body to use. So sugar provides energy for our body, and 1 gram of sugar, or let's say carbohydrates, gives us 4 grams of calories. That's the number. We replace the snack, replace the dessert, replace the sweet with fresh fruit. So that's about a healthy lifestyle. Whenever a kid, they come home after school, they ask for dessert, ask for ice cream, give them fruit. Don't give them biscuits, don't give them chocolate, give them fruit or water. Okay, no pre-packagings, no carbonated drinks, fruit. Because in their daily eating, they don't really have time for the fruit. And fruit, they have natural sugar, they have minerals, they have fiber, okay, that we can't get in our main meal. So we call them the nutrition supplementation, okay, at snacking. That is actually useful to their body, but not all of those sugar that's not useful for their body. Another infographics. So let's talk about how to reduce sugar. Okay, so let's talk about the energy supplements. So you heard about the energy bars, right? Again, when kids they finish from their PE lesson, they will have that nuts bar or let's say chocolate bars. They are high in sugar, very high. Sometimes one bar is equal to about 20 grams of sugar already. So remember all those figures. 1 teaspoon for sodium, 10 teaspoons for sugar. And then you will start reading label, be careful about the teaspoon you are using and count the sodium and sugar for low salt, low sodium in our cooking. Okay? Thank you everyone. So next part we'll be moving to the kitchen and there will be a chef teaching you how to cook these 2 dishes today. Okay, thank you.
今日我哋學整2道餸。
So today we are cooking 2 dishes.
2個都係好健康嘅。
So both of the dishes is the healthy low salt, low sugar dishes.
首先我哋整一個素食先，第一道餸。
Yeah, so this is the vegetarian dish.
咁我哋首先切嘢。
So we will prepare all ingredients, cut it first, and then we start cook at the last step. The knife need to be sharp to cut the pepper. If it's not sharp, then the juice will come out. So no need to cut very small for the mushroom. It's okay like this. So actually the mushroom normally no need to wash, but because in the transportation maybe it have some dust on it, so we will have a little bit washed by the water later. One tips for washing the ladybug is use the water to cover it. So it's for prevent it have the oxygen dyes and then to wash some soil on it. So you need to cover it by the water. To make it simple, you can put all the seasonings in one bowl first before you cook. So that after that you just pour all inside. Yeah. So remember today is low salt, low sugar class, so we will put only a little bit. Cornstarch. So we add the oil now. So according to the hardest and from hardest to the soft one.
比較硬身嘅食材就首先落。
So the hardest one now.
跟住我哋落菇。
Okay, and there's the mushroom. Depends on the fire. So actually here, if you use the electric one, will be a little bit faster. Should be because the fire is not really large. Yeah.
之後我哋就落豆啦。
So we add the spin now. So the bell pepper actually you can eat it raw. So you just simply a little bit boil. So when you dry up a little bit, you can go to stir fry now.
咁我哋頭先浸咗嘅百合咧，就而家就擎乾佢。
Remove the water from lily bulb. A little bit oil first.
Then 跟住落。 開始聞到有香味嘅時候咧，我哋
So when you smell the taste, yeah. So you can add the bell pepper and the lily bulb.
百合落去，就用最大嘅火。
And then you turn the fire to the highest.
好明顯地見到佢水分蒸發啦，我哋就開始。
When you see the water is going out, you can add the seasoning now. When you add the cornstarch, make sure the fire is the smallest.
我哋邊落邊炒佢。
Add and stir together.
跟住再開翻大火去兜佢。就完成。
Then it is the beef.
Spring onion is for the coloring, yeah. Chop the ginger and garlic. So don't put the water on the beef. You just leave it in the room temperature to defreeze. Don't add any water. So you can remove the hard part and the skin. So we finally cut the apple. So we add the oil and we stir fry the beef tenderloin dice first.
俾佢定型。
Just make the shape
鎖
firm.
住啲肉味。
Let the juice inside to recover. It's just small fire to stir fry the beef. When you see the juice is already dry up, then it's almost.
大啲嘅火。
Then you turn to the big fire. Around 60% cooked is okay, because later we also stir fry it.
我哋落啲油。
Oil,
跟住落黑椒。
black pepper,
首先爆一爆佢，同埋薑。
garlic and ginger as well.
喺聞到味道嘅時候咧，我哋就落呢個。大火。
Yeah.
牛肉。
So when you smell it's very good, then you add the seasoning. So turn the fire to smaller and then add the cornstarch.
最後我哋開大火。
So finally we add the apple.
輕輕地咁兜一兜咧就得㗎啦。
So don't overcook the apple, just add in the final step.
因為蘋果咧過熱佢會酸嘅。
Because if you overcook the apple, it will be sour, the whole dish. So you just add finally.